Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide. It's your boy Big Will, and I'm back with that boxing talk. Hey, listen, man, we're in the Big Faces studio, and I want to talk about the big fight tonight. Tonight's matchup between former WBC welterweight champion Danny Swift Garcia going up against former IBF welterweight champion Showtime Shawn Porter, in what I think is going to be a hell of a fight. Now, this fight came about because Keith Thurman, who was the owner of the WBC strap and won it off of Danny Garcia last March, he sustained the injury which prevented him from fighting. So instead of holding up the welterweight division, Keith Thurman did the right thing and decided to vacate the title. So Danny Garcia, he went up against Brandon Rios, knocked him out in the 9th round to earn his spot to fight for this vacant title. Shawn Porter, he knocked out Andre Berto to earn his shot to fight for this vacant title. Now, I think this is going to be a good matchup for a lot of reasons. Now, for those of you who don't know, Shawn Porter has been calling out Danny Garcia for a few years now. It all started back a couple years back when Danny Garcia did an interview, and the reporter asked Danny Garcia about Shawn Porter, and Danny Garcia stated, "I think Shawn Porter is tailor-made for my style." And that sparked something in Shawn Porter, and he's been hell-bent on fighting Danny Garcia ever since. Now, the WBC president, Mauricio Suleiman, he has came out and said that per WBC rules, the winner of this fight has to make 2 mandatory defenses. When someone fights for a vacant title, after he wins the title, he has to make 2 mandatory defenses. Now, we as fight fans, we've been hearing the noise. We all wanted to see the unification match between Earl the Truth Spence and the winner of this fight. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to get to the winner of this fight because he gotta face these 2 mandatories. Now, usually a unification trumps everything. Now, we're going to see if that's the case. It may be, a bit, maybe not. We all know the WBC, they do some strange things sometimes, some strange things for some change. You understand what I'm saying? So we're looking forward to seeing what's going to happen when the winner of this fight wins. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm looking forward to seeing this unification fight. I want to see the winner of this fight go up against Earl Spence Jr. Danny Garcia has been saying it for the last couple weeks that he's willing to face Earl Spence Jr. Shawn Porter has been saying the last couple weeks that he's willing to face Earl the Truth Spence. And we know Spence been calling these guys out for a couple years now. And I want to see that fight. I know you want to see that fight. I hope they be able to make the fight happen. Now, one of the mandatories for the WBC title is Andre Berto. Andre Berto is a tough veteran, man. He won his shot fighting Devin Alexander a little while back. He beat Devin Alexander. Some say Devin won the fight. Some say Devin faded toward the end of the fight. I think Devin started off good, man, but Andre Berto was in excellent shape, and he was able to come out with the victory. So hats off to him. Now, the second mandatory is going to be out of 2 guys who's actually on tonight's undercard, Ugas and a guy named Nuevo. Now, both of these guys are very tough. Now, Ugas, I think he has 3 losses on his record, but from what I hear, I haven't seen him too much. I watched his last 2 fights, and he seems like the real deal. But a lot of people speak very highly of Ugas. I know he's been calling out Earl Spence. He once was Earl Spence mandatory, but he decided to come the WBC route. Now, Nuevo, I don't know too much about him, but I'm looking over his record, and I know that he has knocked out, I think, 7 out of the last 10 opponents. I hear he has heavy hands, and that should be a good fight as well. Now, Danny Garcia, the key to him winning this fight, there's a couple keys, actually. The first point I think was going to help him win this fight is his conditioning. Now, we know to fight against Shawn Porter, you got to be in hell of a condition because he's going to come, he's going to bring it, and he's going to have that intensity to have you thinking the whole fight. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Brandon Rios had some success with Danny Garcia on the ropes, but Danny Garcia was doing a good job moving and fighting off the ropes. He's going to need to do that and a whole lot more to beat Shawn Porter. We know Shawn Porter is way more aggressive than Brandon Rios, but Danny Garcia has come out and said that he's going to be first. He said he's not going to be bullied. He said he's going to be strong, and he actually predicted to get Shawn Porter out of there by 9. Now, Shawn Porter, we know he comes in with a real rough, rugged style, and he's going to give Danny some problems early, I think, in the fight. But if Danny Garcia is able to stay off the ropes, try to keep the fight in the middle of the ring, use his jab properly, and keep Shawn Porter at distance, I think is Danny Garcia's best bet. Now, Shawn Porter's best bet is to do what he do best. Push Danny Garcia to the ropes and rough him up, man. He's going to have to rough him up and keep him thinking mentally to win this fight, man. It's going to be a good fight, man. Shawn Porter, he has stated that he has never wanted anything more than to win this title. Danny Garcia said it's usual. It's a usual day at the office, and he's looking forward to knocking Shawn Porter out. He said he will be the first one to stop Shawn Porter, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. Me personally, I'm going to pick Danny Garcia to win this fight via knockout. And the reason why I'm going to tell you I'm going to pick this fight because Danny Garcia, he has power in both hands. He's an excellent counter puncher. And Shawn Porter comes in. We know he can get reckless at times. He comes in with his head down. And I think he'll be right for the picking for Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia said it best when he said Shawn Porter is tailor-made for his style. And I believe that to be the case. Now, Shawn Porter, we know, has been dropped before. He has been hurt before by Adrian Broner. And I don't think Adrian Broner has the power that Danny Garcia has, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Shawn Porter's chin is able to hold up to Danny Garcia's power. Now, we know in the past, Shawn Porter has shown a hell of a chin, a granite chin. Same with Danny Garcia, have shown a hell of a chin, a granite chin. Danny Garcia has never been dropped before. I did see him buzzed a couple times in that Keith Thurman fight. I seen Shawn Porter buckle and buzzed a couple times in that Keith Thurman fight. But I don't think Shawn Porter has the power to knock out Danny Garcia, man. The only way I think Shawn Porter can stop Danny Garcia if he's able to just overwhelm him round after round and just wear him down mentally where Danny Garcia just breaks down mentally. If Danny Garcia is not in tip-top shape, then Shawn Porter may be able to pull off the victory. But from what I've been watching in these videos, man, it looks like Danny Garcia is in hell of a shape. Looks like he's ready to fight, and it looks like he's ready for the long haul. Shawn Porter, on the other hand, he don't look like he's real confident leading up to this fight. The first couple weeks in the camp, Shawn was looking real good, real confident. But then all these questions about Earl Spence and Kenny Porter getting into it with other YouTube channels, man. There was a controversy. I think he called YouTubers broke, or saying they couldn't come to the fight, they couldn't afford it. He was getting into it with a guy on Dante's Boxing Nation. I believe the guy's name was Ticket TV or something. He was just, they're focused on the wrong things. They got a lot of distractions in their camp. Shawn Porter's a new dad. He got a newborn at the house, man. I just seen a commercial that they did put out the other day where they're in a convenience store and a guy's in there looking for cherries and all that type of stuff, man. So I don't think they're 100% focused on this fight. I think they got a lot of distractions. They brought in Barry Hunter. They brought in Shane Mosley. They brought in all these guys to help them with these this camp, man. And I think that as Danny Garcia's father, Crazy Angel, said, there may be a little bit of not being so confident, man. I don't think that you know, you need all these people to come into camp, especially all type of different trainers. After you've been training your son his whole career, you bring in these other guys, man. I don't know what good that does for them. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I think that Shawn Porter's not 100% into this fight mentally, and I think it's going to cost him tonight. I think Danny Garcia, excuse me, will win this fight via knockout. I think he will be the first person to knock out Shawn Porter, and I think that he will be the next WBC world champion. Now, we know that Earl Spence Jr., he will be in attendance. Now, Keith Thurman, he will be in attendance. Now, both of these guys are potential opponents of the winner, along with the guy Ugas or Barrenuevo, depending on who wins that fight. But I'm looking forward to seeing who wins. I'm looking forward to see who's next, and we'll just have to wait and see. I'm Big Will. Hey, listen, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Hit the like button, hit the notification button so you can get notified when I drop new videos, man. I started this YouTube thing back in March, man. I had a lot of things going on in my personal life, but now, as you can see, I'm freed up, man. I got more time to devote to my channel, and I'm going to turn it up, man. I'm going to bring you some great videos, some good content, and I hope you'll be tuned in, man. Until then, I'm Big Will. This is Big Faces Worldwide. I'll holla back.